Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and happy Mother's Day. I'm going to put the time below if you don't want to watch my little bit of routine. You can jump ahead to the vlog if you want to, but it was suggested that I just add a little bit of routine of a little bit of my day. So what we have here is we've just come back from lunch at a restaurant. And sorry, I hit the table that the camera was sitting on. I'm about to hit it again, I think, too. But this is me rollating. I had to turn myself around. I come in the room head, face first. And then I actually have to get in my bed. Like I go down the aisle backwards, but then I have to turn around so I can go face first again. And there's a lot of little touch things that I have to do. I have to make sure my spot's cleared off. I have a bag of wound care stuff that hangs on the rollator. I have to make sure I'm positioned properly. I have to make sure that everything that I'm going to have with me at bed is within reach. So these are just a few of the things that I have to take care of. One of the things that I must do is sit on the edge of my bed and take off my brace. Obviously, you can tell this is 2 times speed. But then this is the one thing that I do that's sort of the riskiest move, is the way I get into bed there, so I can lay on my side easily, is I risk putting weight on that right foot when I do that laying into bed. So if I happen to slip and not transfer all my weight to the bed, I end up putting some weight on my right leg. But in all honesty, I'm ready to put weight on my right leg. It's the doctor who doesn't want me to do it. So if I do slip, I feel okay with it. However, he doesn't want me to do it. So what I have to do, and I do this every day normally after I wake up from my morning nap, is I take off the gauze wrap that's around my thigh and I uncover all of my wounds. So again, trigger warning if there's wound care that you don't care for. Again, just fast forward to the time when the vlog will start. But what I show you here is, this is the 0 form, and sometimes the 0 form is stuck. If the wound was bleeding, then 0 form sometimes gets stuck to the coagulated blood. And I'll show you how we take care of that in a second. So this is what the doctor, the surgeon, wants me to do since my wounds became open wounds. He wants me to keep them uncovered throughout the day. And again, this is 2 times speed, but this is a saline wash spray. And what the nurse told me to do is to spray the saline spray onto the 0 form that's stuck to me, kind of rub it in and get the whole thing saturated as easy as possible, and then to slowly peel them off. And you can see the bottom one has extra amounts of blood, so it's a little bit more stuck than the top one. Okay, that's my day. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms and surrogate moms and grandmas and aunties who act like moms, and fur baby moms and rainbow baby moms and heavenly baby moms. If you are or have been or been close to being a mom, happy Mother's Day. I know there is a Mother's Day boycott going on around the country, so if you're boycotting Mother's Day, I could still say happy Mother's Day to you. Whether or not you actually spend any money on Mother's Day, that's entirely up to you. But in the meantime, we did. We took Mom to lunch on Saturday and Starbucks. Mom got 6 vanilla bean scones because those are her favorite. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I bake those. The Pioneer Woman's recipe. It's on my channel in the recipe cooking, in the cooking playlist. However, I don't have the physical capabilities of doing that right now, so we went by Starbucks and got them for her. So, yay. If you're a person who's concerned about my budget, please don't right now. Thank you very much. I love you. Anyway, happy Mother's Day. It's a great day. Can you see how beautiful dressed I am? I'm going to insert pictures here of our Mother's Day. We didn't take pictures until we got into the car because privacy and other people in the restaurant and stuff. But we took Mom to our favorite restaurant in town, and we then took her to get her favorite dessert snack items at Starbucks. And it was funny, I had a challenge, a Starbucks challenge, that if I bought a bakery item and a latte and a Java chip frappuccino specifically, I could get extra stars, and they were sold out of Java chip frappuccinos. But we got a bakery item and we got a latte. So there you go. I ended up getting a cold brew. Yummity, yummity, yum, cold brew. So my rash is getting worse. I don't know if you could see. The nurse gave me a few suggestions. She documented it, and she did say try to get that appointment with the dermatologist as soon as possible so that she could look at it. Jim's last day of work is Wednesday, so really we're open any day after Wednesday too, kind of. I'm going to take this off because it keeps like, it feels like it's falling off as I'm laying against the pillow. This is our first time eating in a restaurant in a wheelchair. Now, I have gone to the restaurants in the wheelchair before, like we go to IHOP, but I pivot onto the bench, like the half and half. But this time I actually like wheeled up to the table. They had a table for us and wheeled right up to it. And yay. I mean, it was nice. Mom had a good time. She said, do you want onion tangers or mozzarella sticks or both? And she's like, ooh, I would love both. She's like, but we'll have a lot of leftovers. I was like, Mom, it's Mother's Day, whatever you want. So I even talked her into trying to get dessert, but she said no. Because they have a really good skillet chocolate chip cookie. So good. So good. They have yeasty rolls. If you've never been to Colton's, if they don't have a Colton's by you, like if you don't live in this sort of like southern Midwestern area, then you won't know what I'm talking about. Because I think they're like in Arkansas and Nebraska, like this Midwest area. Mid-South, I don't know. But if you don't know, then you don't know. But they have like great yeast rolls that they give you butter and honey. They have peanuts on the table if you want. Now, they used to just put the bucket of peanuts on the table before the coronavirus. Now they do, like they give you a paper bag full of peanuts, which is better because then you can take them home and you don't have to fill up on peanuts. Now, granted, it's not as many peanuts as they give you in the bucket, but still, good stuff. I wasn't sure what I'd be able to eat from there because of like the spice, crunchy sort of texture in my mouth. I ate the cheese out of a mozzarella stick, which was like extra awesome. And I gave the rest to my husband. And I ate a few of the onion tanglers, which is sort of like shredded onion fried. And I had one yeast roll, and the very, very last corner of it was like hard. And I was like, oh, I should have tested it before. Because the 3/4 of it was so soft, I didn't even test the last piece. But I was like, gluten. I said, if I'm going to have gluten, it's going to be on a yeast roll. I'll tell you that much. But I ended up ordering my regular, which is like a half a rack of ribs, unsauced, and a grilled chicken breast with sweet potato fries and steamed vegetables. Now, I said there are some sweet potato fries that are way too crunchy and some are just perfectly soft. So I ate the soft ones. I ate all the vegetables. I asked him to extra steam my vegetables. So he extra steamed my vegetables. And I was able to eat a rib with sauce. Their sauce was super sweet, not super vinegary, which was good. My mouth is getting better, so I can tolerate a little bit more. And I ate a quarter of one of the chicken breasts. It's basically a whole chicken breast that's like butterflied, you know. But the part that they grill first, super crispy edge. Like the outside was edgy. So I ended up eating from like the backside of it and left the crispy part. But we took the rest home because we usually have leftovers at Colton's anyway. So I ate all my vegetables and we took the rest of the ribs and the chicken home. Jim finished all of his because he never gets anything like super big. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if it's like money wise. He's just always thinking about, like, he's always self-conscious of money. And I'm like, even when I say we have this in our budget and this is planned for and this is, you know, we have X, Y, and Z in our budget. We went $2 over our budget just because it was a really great waiter and I wanted to tip him a little extra. No joke. We stayed under our budget, even with Mom getting 2 appetizers and Jim getting bottled root beer. We stayed under our budget, except for the $2 extra. I wanted to tip the guy who was so nice and courteous to us, me being in the wheelchair and everything. So I told him, I said, these are the things we planned for. Jim was super excited because he found pineapple only gummy bears at the Dollar Tree and Mom's favorite. So he was like, we got her a card. We knew that for our gift we were taking her out and then making her breakfast tomorrow. So we got her a card and he bought her these gummy bears and she was like, oh, so excited about the gummy bears, which is nice. I like that. Let's see. Jim, I slept today. I slept all night and I slept today, which was funny because I had my shower on Thursday and yesterday I didn't sleep a ton. So I think last night and this morning it was catching up. I'm just gonna put stuff on my lips, guys, while I'm talking to you. So give me a second. So Jim woke up this morning. We found a new energy drink. Mountain Dew Kickstarter, he used to get all the time. He found pineapple orange mango, which if you've been on the channel for a long time, you know his, not jungle juice, what does he call it? Dreamberry wine is mango Sunny D, which you really can't get anymore. And like pineapple vodka and X, Y, and Z. So, grape juice. So, you know, he loves pine orange mango already. And this, he drank it this morning. He was like, he went and he cleaned out the van and he rearranged the seats because we talked about putting the wheelchair in behind my seat, behind the passenger seat, for a couple of reasons. First of all, Mom used to sit behind me, and when Jim's on the highway and he drives by like a truck, he tends to lean a little bit towards the right and could get the passenger pretty scared. I know he's not going to hit the passenger side, but still it disheartens Mom. It rattles her. So I said, if she sits behind him, that'll be so much better because he never gets too close to the cars next to him. That, and when he goes to put the wheelchair, get the wheelchair out, put the wheelchair in, he doesn't have to go around the back, is one. Sometimes when it's raining, to keep me dry, he has to stand in the rain with the wheelchair, and that's not fun. The second thing is, and the most important thing is, my bumper, like my tailgate, when he has to get the wheelchair into the trunk, he has to go up over the tailgate. And to get into the side of the car, you just go straight in. So I was like, it'll be so much easier. Now, the only thing that I'm very confused about, a couple of things, he said, definitely can't keep the leg braces on there, which I think is not properly correct. And I suggested just flipping the back seat up, and he said it doesn't fit there. And I was like, I don't know that that's right either, because that doesn't seem... We can fit a whole cooler. My wheelchair folded is not wider than a whole cooler. So I'm very confused by it, but he did it his way. If you know, I just hate that he has to take the leg rests off every time. That's kind of a pain in the butt. But apparently he only has to take them off if Mom's coming with us, because they'll fit like in front of the passenger seat, in front of the back seat of the driver's side. So if we are taking Mom with us, then you have to take them down. If Mom's not with us, like in the city or doctor's appointments, you could just leave them on and slide the whole thing in. So, but this morning he just had a ton of energy. He cleaned the van. He took the recycling to the recycling. He took the Goodwill to Goodwill. He took, like I said, he cleaned the van out. He worked on stuff in the yard. He just was like a spitfire. And he's like, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do another energy drink and I'm cleaning out the guest room. So we talked about him getting away for a couple of days. I really wanted him to send him away to like a hotel to sleep, to get some rest. He doesn't rest well. I guess it's kind of like when you're a mom or whatever, but like knowing that the person next to you is like a patient and could need you at any time. You don't sleep solidly. So I was sending him to like a hotel to just sleep one night, you know, just go one night. But he decided to maybe sleep in the guest room that one night and to maybe try to get some sleep. And he's been wanting to take care of the guest room. It's actually one of the things on the front of the list for when he's off from work. So he might do it for this tomorrow so he can sleep there like Sunday night to Monday or something, or next weekend or whatever it is he decides to do. So I hope he can sleep without me. He does have a lot of trouble sleeping without me in the bed. Even like when we went to the doctor in Washington 2 weeks ago, and we stayed at a hotel, we were each in a queen size bed across from each other. Like he slept on the left side and I slept on the right side, and we had the nightstand between us. He had trouble falling asleep just because I wasn't next to him, you know. But hopefully he won't have too much trouble sleeping. But I guess if he's going to have trouble here, he's going to have trouble in a hotel. I don't really know. I did get a message from somebody who's not hating on him, but just feels like, again, like my sisters feel like he should step up more and do more and all this stuff. But I will remind everybody that, first of all, everybody's got different limits. Everybody's got a different set of priorities of what they think is the most important. And most important is not everybody is built the same. I know that if the tables were turned, I would be stepped up like my sister wants him to be. But I also know that I think he's stepping up way more than I ever expected him to with the situation going on. So there's a lot. You know, I have a cousin who just recently passed away, whose wife like left him when he found out he had MS, and she like left him, like they got divorced. And not everybody's built to stay by somebody who's got a terminal illness. Now, granted, my cousin lived 40 years with his terminal illness, or 35, I think. I think 35 by the time I was diagnosed. I can't really remember, but still, it's like, aren't required, We have divorce in this country for a reason. You're not required. You vow to be there for sickness and health, but there's no law that says you have to be there for sickness and health. And even sickness and health, being there for sickness and health, what does that mean? Oh, I didn't leave her, but I'm not taking care of her. I mean, there's a difference, so everybody's got their own ideas of what that means. And everybody's got their own ideas of what stepping up to the game means, For me, I am so happy with everything he does for me. Like, so happy. Yes, I would really like to go to the Dollar Tree. But that has really got nothing to do with him being my spouse and refusing to take me out. That's him not liking me buying stuff from the Dollar Tree. That is literally all that is. Now, when I was independent, I can go to the Dollar Tree myself. He didn't have any choice till after the fact. It's much easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. You know that thing? But as it is like now he has a choice. Now he's like, oh, I don't want to take you there. So he actually went to the Dollar Tree for me yesterday to get a card from Mom, and he ended up buying me 2 Americana signs that I don't have. Well, one I do have, but one I didn't have. He wasn't sure if I had the one. But I was so grateful. I was so pleasantly surprised. He didn't buy anything that I needed on the list, which was funny. He's like, oh, I forgot about the list. Because I have like facial wipes, things that I buy at the Dollar Tree. Facial wipes, pop-up foil, like things we need at the house. It's been so long since somebody went there and got the things we needed. So that kind of is like kind of funny. But he's like, oh, I forgot about the list. But he was so sweet to think about me and buy that for me. I thought it was very, very sweet. He also got Mom some red carnations, which are good because they're not too smelly of flowers. They don't have too much of a fragrance that bothers her. Roses really irritate her nose. Excuse me. So, it was just really sweet. He just was really, really sweet. We had a big grocery shopping this week because I think I mentioned it in the vlog yesterday, but I can't remember exactly. So forgive me if I was talking to it with my friend or if I was talking to you guys. But what we did was like, oh, I need this cream to put this lotion, the medicine into, And I had that in the shopping cart. And the Walmart, if you haven't used the Walmart shopping app for pickup yet or order ahead, you wouldn't know that when you go to place your order, they say, hey, these are like the frequently bought items. Do you need this? Do you need this? Do you need this? And I'm going through the list and he's like, oh, we need that. Oh, we need that. Oh, we need that. Oh, you do need creamer. Oh, we do need ham. So it was kind of funny that we didn't think like, he was like, we don't really need anything. And then when we actually were putting the order together, it was like, we needed everything. And it ended up being like $110 worth of groceries. And it was just all like necessity stuff. Actually, I take that back. $25 of it, the cream's $25. I know what you're thinking. It's just expensive, but that's what the doctor required. So it was like $100 in groceries we ended up getting for not needing any groceries. That was pretty epic. And they had some things they didn't have, like some things we ordered that they didn't have. So it was just kind of funny. I was able to order some shirts. I'm getting 5 shirts for $50 because 2 of them were $5 and the other ones were all on sale. Also, and 2 of them are kind of like autumn shirts that I got in a smaller size for next year because they're on clearance for $5. And 3 of them are like summer shirts that I got in smaller sizes because I do have shirts and they're just like t-shirts, like fancy t-shirts, I guess is the way to say it. I have all these t-shirts in my drawer that all have things on them, which I love. I love graphic t-shirts, don't get me wrong. They remind me of like what it was like to be young when I had no money and I wanted stuff on my t-shirt and I couldn't afford it. But the These are just pretty, like I can wear them to infusion or doctor's appointments, that kind of thing. Or to lunch with a skirt or a pair of capris or something. They're cute. But they're smaller size because I'm a smaller size now. And I said to my sister, and I know I've said this to you before, I was like, when do you give yourself permission to buy the smaller sizes? And she said, it's hard. I said, look how skinny my arm looks right now. Isn't that crazy? But I don't know, did I share with you on Instagram the picture of the before and after? Or did I share it with you here? But I wore my birthday t-shirt not too long ago. The one that I had made, like the birthday squad t-shirt. And I shared with my sisters like the before and after, like when I wore it for my birthday compared to what it looks like on me now. And if I can remember to stick the combo in here, I will, because it's like shocking. Like you don't even think you lost weight until you look at this kind of a thing and you're like, oh my Lord. Like, oh my Lord, 85 pounds is a lot. From when I turned 50, I am like 90 pounds lighter than when I turned 50. It's kind of crazy. Now, granted, my metabolism was shot because I had no idea I had cancer, and nothing that I did to try to make my metabolism better was working. Everything. I tried keto, I tried Weight Watchers, I tried everything you can imagine, and nothing was really helping me lose weight until I got diagnosed. And then it was like, oh, now it makes perfect sense. I did film, if you guys saw, if you stuck around or if you didn't fast forward, I did film myself getting home from the restaurant, getting out of my brace, and then airing out my wounds. Somebody had said share that, so I thought I would just share what that looks like. Later, we're going to share dressing the wounds. Somebody had suggested sharing that as well. I currently don't have any footage of like me actively bleeding, because usually when I'm bleeding, I'm like, oh, quick, get a thing. Like I'm bleeding. I'm never like, get my camera, I'm bleeding. It's like, duh. But if you saw when I was taking off my dressings, that the zero form, which is this petroleum soaked gauze, sticks to where it was bleeding. So I have to wet it with saline solution. And it sticks on this lower one that bleeds and on this upper one that bleeds. So I have to spray that, like my hip and my knee. Basically, that's what it is. Where they bend is where they always cause the most blood issues. I'm sorry, my nose is really itchy right in the middle. Like this. Right there. Right there. Right there. So we had a great Mother's Day so far. Hopefully you guys are having a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you, whether you're a mother or not. I love you. I do. If you're a mother whose baby's in heaven, just know that I'm hugging you from afar as they're hugging you from heaven. And listen, if nobody's told you today that you're loved, come by every day and you can hear how much I love you, all right? All right. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.